This is a glimpse into my life with Eric.
Eric's here.
And I'm Kiley.
And I'm Eric.
Okay, I think you know who you are.
Oh.
So you've done it. After 55 years, you've done it.
What have I done, dear?
You went to your first baby shower.
I know. That was weird. I've never been to a couple's baby shower before.
Actually, I have been. I lied.
You've been to a couple's baby shower
Yeah.
in your past life?
No.
Was I not there?
No.
Who was the couples then?
Remember Lindsay, who I used to work with?
Oh, yeah. We'd never go to that one.
Yes, she had a couple's baby shower. You were invited.
Yeah, we'd never go to that
You
one.
did not go to that
The
one.
reason I went to this one was because it was my kid.
Right. And remember, because it was Corey, Alyssa's now husband, went. And he was like, where's Eric? And I was like,
Not coming. But this one, because it's kind of a new
forced to
age
go.
thing. Yeah. No, I wanted to go.
Oh, okay.
Actually, I wasn't forced to go. Tanner and Allie had a baby shower because the baby is due in 8 weeks.
Less than that, I think. No.
8 weeks.
I don't think so.
Do you want me to count it down?
I do.
It's 8 weeks.
Okay.
And also, they announced that we were all keeping it secret that they kind of they got married, not courthouse.
Well, you're stumbling over this, but okay.
They got married too, and so they put a picture out and just told everybody.
By the way, we eloped.
Yeah, and they can have a party later or whatever, but they're married.
It
and
sounded
having a
like
baby.
how they announced it was like we're gonna do like a vow renewal later.
Right, that's perfect.
Right.
Yeah, so they're married, having a baby. I'm gonna be Papa.
Yep.
Kylie's gonna be Kiki.
Right.
Did you sign that? They had a
I
picture
did.
with all these tree roots, and you sign it.
I did.
Did you sign it, Papa and Kiki?
I did.
You didn't sign it, Eric and Kiley.
I
Or
did
Dad
not.
Or whatever.
No.
Perfect. I like that. Little baby. Their babies.
Usually, grandkids don't know like their grandparents' names for a long time.
Yeah, they don't really.
I always
know.
laughed
Yeah.
with like Islam's kids, where it would be like, "Hey, what's Pop Pop's name?" And I laughed one time because my mom always calls my dad, or my dad calls my mom Dear.
Right.
And so we were like, "What's Grammy's name?" And they were like, Dear.
That makes sense. Or honey, you know.
Yeah, because my dad would be like,
Yeah.
"Hey, Dear," and so they thought her name was Dear.
That's just what kids do.
Yeah,
The
I
first
know.
thing they hear. Yeah. Wouldn't it be funny if they say, "What is your Papa's name?" And he goes, "Rick."
Right. Oh, because I call you Rick. Yeah.
Right. Because you don't call me Eric.
Because you don't respond to Eric.
Yeah.
You respond to Rick weirdly though.
And what do they think your name is? Just Keeks? Because I say Keeks.
Oh, right.
That's kind of funny. I never really thought about
Yeah,
that.
we'll have to. Oh my God, hold on. You keep talking for a second because Nora stole something off the counter. I gotta get
Off the counter where?
the kitchen table.
And you see it? Great. But anyway, yeah, we had a good time at the baby shower. They rented a hall for the baby shower. It was like over 100 and something people at the baby shower, and tons of food and good times. And yeah, everybody keeps asking me, "Hey, how's it feel going to be a grandpa?" And I'm like, I actually don't know. I'm like, it feels odd to be a grandpa because it feels like I just had kids. But even though Tanner's 30, is 30 years ago, I still feel young.
I feel like you're young to be a grandparent as well. I don't know what exactly you're talking about. I'm joining in on
Yeah,
this.
I like to think when people say my age, I take 10 years off, and that's about where I feel.
Right.
I don't feel, I'm 55. I don't feel 35, but I
So
feel
how do you
45.
think I feel then if we're taking 10 years off and be like a 31-year-old grandma?
But you add years on you
Oh,
because you're
okay,
with
thanks.
me. Because you're with me.
Great.
So you add 6 or 7, I take off 10. And it makes us, that actually makes us real close in age. That's how it works, folks.
Love being aged
Well, it does
6
work.
or 7 years.
Look at Alec Baldwin. He's married to a young wife.
Yes, he is.
Matthew McConaughey. It kind of works out that way. Guys go younger, girls go older.
Because guys are immature.
Most of the time. Right. Totally immature. Am I more immature than you?
Oh, yeah.
By far.
By far.
Right.
Right.
The dog is getting into that now. There's some stuff on that chair.
What's on
by
that
the way.
chair?
Some parts to the teleprompter.
Hey, Nora.
She's like licking them or eating them.
She wants attention, and
Yeah.
we're ignoring her.
We're going to
so
have to
she's being
scrap
naughty.
this whole freaking podcast because of that dog.
Nope, this is Life with Eric, and Life with Eric
Yeah, Life
involves
with Eric
Nora.
is perfection, and we don't scrap
Oh,
the
God,
podcast.
our life is far from perfect.
Yeah. Anyway, dear.
Anywho. Papa Eric.
When I woke up and I'm scrolling through social media this morning, I came upon a picture of Ariana Grande.
Right.
Ariana Grande. Is she anorexic? Let's call it her breastplate, I guess you would call it.
I mean, it's a rib cage, but
Well, I mean,
that's a
no.
breastplate. Yeah.
Breastplate up above, there was like
Yeah.
line. Look,
Those are ribs. Those are ribs.
Way up there is ribs?
Yeah, they protect your lungs and your heart.
Well, you can see them all. Let's put it that way. And then like any breast they're
Tissue?
gone, are gone. And I was
Right.
like, wow, what, like, does she have a problem?
I mean, probably,
Because
let's be
then you
honest.
click over one more and they show her,
From, like
6, 7 years ago, 8 years
right.
ago, and
Thin,
she's
but
still tiny.
but
But now
healthy.
she's like, I mean,
She
she's
looks unhealthily
definitely
thin.
under 100 pounds.
Yes, she looks unhealthily
Like, is
thin.
this an anorexic thing happening?
Probably.
But they don't want to come out and say,
Well,
or
she might not realize it's
it's
an anorexic
when you
thing
see those
because
pictures.
usually a lot of people that are like living that don't realize that they are doing like that they have a problem
When you
because they
see,
think it's a mental thing.
yeah, and most people like really go anorexic are skinny anyway. To start
Right.
off with, they don't
Well,
have the
I
weight
kind
to
of came
lose.
with this like wicked role, I think. So I'm wondering if because that's like I think from what I've heard on interviews and stuff, like basically her dream role and stuff.
Yeah, but she didn't want to look fat or something. But
So I'm
not that
wondering
she
if like
would.
she just very much got in her head and the stress and the anxiety and all this and just was like, yeah, she's like just like a stick with a head.
So even like her face looks different.
Her face is so thin that yeah, like her jaw's very defined.
Yeah, and then like it looks like she has no eyebrows. Like
That's
I don't
because
know
she dyed
why.
them.
Oh, she did.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. And then but yeah, she was wearing a dress that's chest
just
open, and it's like, oh my god, you can
it's
see
just
every.
bones.
It's
Yeah,
just bones,
a lot
like
of
skin. It's
bones.
like exactly what you see on an anorexic picture.
I know it's not healthy. Whatever's happening right now
Right.
with
So,
her.
I mean, I'm sure she knows, or people tell her. I mean, come on.
Hopefully,
If
but
we're talking
I don't
about it.
think she knows. And she probably has body dysmorphia, so she's probably like, I look good.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
I mean, it's hard being in the public eye and being criticized every day.
Yeah.
So she probably is like, oh my God, I look great.
Yes, I know.
Okay. Where's your ribs? I haven't seen those things in a decade.
Right. They're in there. I can feel them.
Just kidding. I love you.
They're in there.
They're in there.
Yeah. Where's your ribs? Where? I can't see them.
I'm wearing a shirt, first of all.
Take your shirt off.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. I guess you get to the point where you just don't think of, like, I'm doing this new business thing and I'm getting so obsessed with what I'm doing.
Right.
Like I didn't eat the whole day.
Right. So that's probably right
Yeah, and
what's
it's,
happening.
yeah, and like Michael Jackson, happened to Michael Jackson. He's so obsessed. He just wakes up, goes to work all day, doesn't really
Right.
eat, and does it again. His brain's going 100 miles an hour.
I
But
mean,
then for
that's
some
exciting
reason,
for you. That's a
no,
nice diet
no.
plan.
But then I wake, and then dinner, I'm starving. I eat like 4 times the amount I'm supposed
You
to
just
eat.
get all your everything in one
Right,
meal.
and
Is
then I
that
go
good
to
or bad? I
no,
don't
it's
know.
bad because I go
Oh.
to bed on it and I rest on it and everything stays the same.
Oh, okay.
So
Well, I
I'm
mean, it's
guessing,
also only been like 2 days, let's be honest.
yeah,
So, I
right,
mean, nothing changes in 2 days.
right. Today I just ate 2 pieces of toast. That's all I'll have all day.
And the rest of the popcorn in the bowl.
And the rest of the popcorn in the bowl, and most of those new. Don't ever buy those nuts again you bought me because those are good.
Oh, those
Like I can't stop
Costco
eating them.
nuts.
They're like
They're like a
flavored.
sweet and spicy.
Jeez Louise, they're so good.
Well,
Why do I get obsessed with things?
I don't know.
Another weirdest thing that's happened to me.
Oh.
I was cramping up at swimming and stuff.
Okay. That's the weirdest thing that's happened to you?
yeah, and I was getting kind of cramps. So I'm like, crap,
Right.
maybe it's my statin I'm on.
Right.
But now I'm finding out they said maybe you're low on magnesium.
I did read a thing that says that is a sign of low magnesium.
Right. So I have magnesium, but the reason I wasn't taking it because I was talking to my cousin a while ago, and he goes, "No, you're going to take you need to take 1,000
No.
grams." No, but he told me this.
You don't take that much.
I'm telling you what my cousin told me.
Well, he's gonna kill you.
Right. So he said take 1,000. So I was taking like 2 tablets. So
Oh my
that's
God, you were
800
taking 2 of
at the time.
those? I didn't know
and I was
that.
having nasty, vivid dreams. So anyway, a couple of days ago, I started taking the magnesium, which is 400 milligrams, and
Which-
Kylie read about
You're
it.
supposed to only have 420 milligrams a day.
Right. These are only 400s.
Yeah.
But I love the point that when you're reading it to me, seniors should take. It's
No.
50 and above.
I
or something.
Googled it and it was like an ad that came out. They're like, what should seniors take? How much magnesium should seniors have?
I said, I don't know. I'm not a senior. And she said, well, it says here it's 55 and above or 50,
50.
right?
But
50
actually,
and
then
above.
when I was looking at the magnesium things, it said like anybody over 30.
Oh, okay.
So
Well, if I go to the Tamarack Junction, I'm considered a senior.
that's kind of fun. You get like a discount.
Do I get a senior discount at the movies at being
Ooh,
55?
maybe.
I thought a senior in my mind was 62. Officially 65.
Oh, I always think 65.
I think 62 is
mind.
maybe when you can
But
get
I
your,
guess I don't know. They've lowered the age. But I mean, it's not a bad thing. Take it as a discount. You don't like the senior meals, so they're too small for you.
Oh, they cut down on the portions.
Yeah. You're
It's
not
all
ready for
oatmeal
that
and
yet.
shit. It's not
Yeah,
real
soft
food.
food. You need soft foods.
I actually do need soft foods. I'm getting all my teeth grind down so my bites aligned.
God.
For some reason, I'm squeaking and
Oh
grinding
my
my
God.
teeth so hard
Every
lately.
meal I hear a squeak
Yeah.
and a grind. I'm like, there goes a tooth. There
Right.
goes another tooth.
I sound so attractive today. Ladies, line up. Ladies,
Today,
anybody need my number?
I don't have to worry about anything happening to this
Yeah.
relationship because I don't think anyone would take you on at this
Yeah,
point.
don't worry. Everybody's swiping right.
Right.
They're
Is
not-
that good or bad?
I don't know. I don't know. Swipe right
I think
or swipe.
left is bad.
Okay, don't worry. Everybody's swiping left.
You look good. If someone just saw you, they'd be like, hey now. But
Yeah,
then
swipe
it's like,
it.
spend a week with a guy and you're like, holy shit, I can't.
I could probably fake it for a good 5. I could fake it for a week. I could fake everything for a week. So swipe right, ladies, and I'll fake
Everything
it for a week.
for a week.
And then everything will go to shit.
Right. And then we're losing teeth.
Yeah, losing teeth, back's aching.
Right. Oh, you're cramping up. You're
Right.
snoring whilst watching Gabby Petito documentaries.
Farting in my sleep.
Farting left and right.
Now, we watched, I fell asleep a little bit of
You
that.
did.
The Gabby Petito.
Yes.
But
Why do you say it like that?
Gabby Petito? What is her name? Patina?
No, you're right, but you like
Petito.
enunciate it.
Petito.
Petito.
Anyway, that documentary
latte.
was loosely thrown together because
Right.
the interesting thing was they had all the audio clips of
They did have a
body
lot more
cam.
like audio.
Audio
I
cam.
had seen some of that though on the news.
I've seen most of it.
Right. So I enjoyed the because they talked to the law enforcement and stuff. So I liked that part. We hadn't seen any of that stuff.
Yeah, the
So
behind
that
the scenes of what they
perspective
were
was
talking
interesting.
about, and they were just like, "This guy's suspect." I mean,
Right.
you know, so
It
what
was
are we
crazy
doing?
to me that they multiple times different state not officials police
Troopers?
really didn't think this was a problem.
No.
Like the Utah when they got pulled over, like he
People
was, which
fight.
like
People fight.
yeah, like they gave him like the said she was like domestic violence towards him, and then in Wyoming they're like, why is this my case? It's not my problem. And like the Florida, they kind of were all like, it's fine. She's a 22-year-old girl. She went away.
Yeah,
Like, no one really thought it was a problem. And then it was like, okay, maybe we can't get a hold of her. And then they like kind of didn't think that he did anything for a while.
Mhm.
A couple days there, they're like, okay, whatever. But there were so many red flags.
Well, he obviously killed her. He went home to his parents, told them.
no, he
and they
called
lawyered
them
up.
first
And they said,
before he
"Come
went
home."
home.
So, but
They
you have this-
lawyered up immediately,
Yeah,
which
so-
that should have been your first red flag.
Why would you get a lawyer?
Right,
Especially if she's missing. Why would you get a lawyer?
right.
Yeah. So they knew.
But
I'm
it's
surprised
like
it doesn't happen with them for covering up a murder.
I'm amazed that it hasn't. I
But they never
had either.
They never admitted it. So they never.
Right.
Yeah, and they probably just didn't want to waste their time. I mean, like, we're gonna put
Yeah.
the parents in jail. I guess you could. It said at the end there was a civil
There
lawsuit
was
filed against
and
the
they
parents.
and they got settled
settled it.
with
So-
Gabby's parents.
So I think the parents were guilty, and they probably gave
Oh, they
them
were guilty as fuck of
X
knowing
amount of-
and
X
not
amount of
doing
money,
anything.
yeah. which is fucked up.
That is so that they were
Because
on
her
this
son ended up killing himself anyway.
right. So who did you protect? Nobody.
What would you do if that happened and one of the kids came back and said they killed somebody?
Oh, I know. You think because you want to protect your kid,
Right?
But you're kind of like in this day and age, you're not getting away with anything.
They're
There's
gonna
so many.
catch you.
There's so many cameras,
What
cell
would you do?
phones. I think that you get a lawyer and be like, "Hey, what do we do? How do we handle this?"
The same
but
way
I
they
think,
did.
But I think you don't ignore the cops, ignore the situation. I think you just say, "Okay, how do we handle this best?
I think the best way they could have handled it is probably said,
Let's get a plea deal. Let's do something."
she did die.
Yes.
He got scared. He came home. And then you say, she slipped and fell or whatever happened.
That's what he
Like-
said
like,
happened.
Okay,
But the autopsy said that's not
right,
what happened.
Okay, but you say he slipped and fell. Then you lawyer up and say, now I got lawyers. I got to go through my lawyers. Yeah, but
Well,
you
even-
already admitted it.
I
It
mean,
happened.
I would think if one of the kids called and said, "Oh my god, like this happened.
Right.
I killed." I don't know if maybe the parents didn't say I killed her. Maybe if they said she died, she just happened.
I would
to
probably
die.
say, hey, I'm going to call the lawyer and
And
I'm going to
s-
ask him. And you stay put. Don't leave.
right.
Whatever you do, don't leave the
He did
scene.
it. He stayed there for like 3 days, but hiked around.
Well, what do you do hiking around, trying to figure
Yeah.
out how to bury, how to hide, how to
Yeah,
whatever?
I think he was thinking about what
I mean,
to
you're
do.
never going to get away with it. You got a whole other
No,
family that's
right.
missing the daughter.
So, but I mean, I get why they lawyered up, but I don't understand why they didn't just say like, "Yes, we know what happened."
Right.
So, I mean, I can
Well,
say
they just didn't know.
I could say like, "Yes, let's call a lawyer and let's see what the best way to handle this so you're in the least amount of trouble."
Right.
If
Do you know who I would have called right away?
Who?
These guys.
This segment of Life with Eric is brought to you by
430 National.
Great American Storage
America.
and Reno Yard.
For all your outdoor storage needs.
You're
And
just
then-
going to store some bodies?
Yeah, we hid the body in the Reno Yard.
Lovely. And guess who's getting investigated
Yeah.
next week?
Can we
No.
sign a lease? We sign a lease for the
I know.
body?
So,
Yeah, but- so, I
I
mean-
think those parents, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
And the fact that the mom wrote him a note that was like, I would bury a body for you. Come on.
What? I didn't get that
she
part.
wrote him a note, Brian a note, and it was like, burn after you read this, which he didn't. And it was like, I love you so much. I'll bury a body for you. I'll get the garbage bags and the shovel. Yeah.
The mom's demented.
Yes.
Yeah, it doesn't even sound...
Who, I mean, I get protecting your kids, loving your kids, but when somebody says I killed somebody.
Did you ever think of this?
What?
Do you think she was the first person he's ever killed?
Oof, probably not.
I mean, think about
Sadly.
that. I mean, think about that because
I know.
the mom might know that he's killed somebody else
Right.
before.
Something else happened.
Yeah, you don't know what's happening with
Right.
this guy.
Right. It's a valid point there.
Mm-hmm.
But we were talking about it, and hopefully, because they said because of this case that a lot of young girls kind of realize they're in these relationships that are not healthy and like possibly have saved all these girls' lives from domestic violence or whatever. So hopefully people kind of see that,
Wow.
yes, relationships have ebb and flows, but they shouldn't be wretched constantly, and you should get out.
Yes. If you watch that movie,
So
and you're a young
hopefully-
couple, don't
hopefully
travel
that
around
did.
in a van with your boyfriend if you're volatile.
Well, a lot of the times you don't realize that it's volatile because
Don't be an idiot.
they kind of manipulate you into thinking that that's normal and healthy.
Right. A la the narcissist.
Correct.
If you're a narcissist these days, it's kind of a cool, trendy thing. Like,
People seem to kind of think that, but it's really not. Well,
I know.
it's not. Anyone that's been in a narcissistic relationship will tell you it's not
Right.
cool or trendy.
But it kind of is, though. You go on the internet.
Well, also,
This is what you
everyone's
do, yeah.
accused of being a narcissist when they're not.
I
You're
know.
a narcissist. Far from it. I hate to tell you.
Right. What's the clinical deal with a narcissist? Somebody who is never wrong and always...
No,
or
it's
they want to be liked.
It's actually in self-inflation. They are wrong constantly, but it's a self-inflated ego. Like they think they're always right. And a lot of it is an insecurity. They put it on because they know they're like not smart enough. They're not right. Like it's inflated.
It's inflated
cover.
insecurity, yeah.
And so they're always
They
right.
want to be everybody's friend.
Yes, they want to please everybody.
Oh, and then they want to turn around and say, that happened because you're crazy.
Oh,
I'm
they're
not.
master
You're crazy."
gaslighters.
Yeah, gaslighters.
Yeah,
That's
it's
good.
never their
That's
fault.
another term that's used way too much.
Thrown
and
around.
wrong.
Yeah. They'll pick a victim, if you will, and just constantly put them down in private, never in public.
Right, because they don't want everybody to see that they're mean
And so
to 'em.
then they turn it around to the public that it's all of their partner's fault. Like it's their
Right.
partner's fault they spent this money.
Like if
they're
it's
in
the
debt.
guy will keep saying, you're fat. You're
You're
not,
an idiot.
Not worthy.
You're
ugly.
You're a
You're this
bitch.
and this.
It's-
You're a bitch.
Your friends don't like
Yeah,
you. Your family doesn't even want to be around you.
right.
They
do that behind the scenes.
Yeah, so they pull you away from anybody that might say, like,
Don't
what are you
listen to
doing in
him.
this
That guy's an
relationship? Get
idiot.
out of it.
Right.
Like, no, because they've convinced them that their friends don't like them. They don't know what they're talking about. That basically they can't function without you. So it's a true narcissist is.
And the person they prey on the most is someone who's what do they call that when you codependent? They look for people that need to be codependent.
Yes. They find little characteristics that that like, oh, and it's very unconscious. They don't consciously look for these people.
Right.
But
what's that show you listen to, the podcast you listen to, the divorce podcast?
oh, did the divorce party.
The Divorce Party. And it's with Tom Arnold.
Yes.
And they always have divorce attorneys on and stuff
Well,
like
yeah,
this.
they have different kind of. They started because it's another woman who was married to a famous actor, and they're both have been divorced. Tom Arnold multiple times.
What's it called again? The Divorce
The
what?
Divorce Party.
Divorce Party.
And so they
Writing
talk
that down.
about they kind of met each other at school with their kids, and they realize they have all this kind of divorce shit they can talk about, and so now they have a bunch of different guests on every week that deal with kind of divorce in one way or another.
Yeah, it's a pretty interesting podcast.
It's
but
really interesting.
I listened to it for the first time. We have a podcast here.
Oh, we do?
Yeah. And we have really good equipment and we sound great. and they sound like fucking horse shit.
They're literally just
and they're
on
probably
like
making
their
way
computer.
more money than we ever could on this thing.
Okay, we're not making any money.
Right, when we break even.
Right, that's not
Yeah.
making money though.
Right. Thanks for telling everybody out there.
It's fine.
Edit
if
that
anyone
out,
wants
Dan.
to sponsor us or
Edit-
push
yeah,
us.
Yeah, can we have a new sponsor? Edit
I
that
think
out,
most
Dan.
new podcasts not new, but don't make money. And I heard a statistic
Right.
like it takes like 5 years for a podcast to make money.
Oh, we're on year 4.
Shit.
I mean, it could pop. But I want to call the company who's doing their podcast and say, they sound like dog shit.
It's not good.
I guess the content is good,
Right, it's interesting, yeah.
but it's embarrassing.
You would think.
I think it's embarrassing. I'm like, because if we started day one with these good mics and everything.
We
I was
did.
like, because I heard that when you do a podcast, you need to sound good, unless people will just click the channel away.
Apparently not.
Apparently not on that one. Maybe they get a lot more viewers if they do it. So I'm contacting this company and I
Do
say,
it.
they sound like horseshit. Does Tom Arnold need to rent our fucking equipment
Yes.
because it sounds so bad?
His is not good.
Right.
He's an interesting fella. If anyone's actually getting divorced, you should listen to this podcast because they do have helpful
they had
hints.
they had an agent on the other day.
Oh
when I
yeah,
was
they had
listening
Tom
to it.
Arnold's agent on.
But they have divorce attorneys and stuff like
yeah,
that.
they've had multiple attorneys. They have like some coaches. It's very interesting.
Right. That could be interesting.
I'm getting ready for my next divorce. I'm listening to it. Just joking.
Oh, is that why you're obsessed with this show?
No, I just find it really interesting on like the kind of the mental health aspect of it all. So that's why I've been listening.
Right. Well, I'll listen if they clean up their sound because it's obnoxious.
Well, they haven't yet.
It sounds like they're on laptops and
They
they're
are.
using their laptop fucking mics and cameras, and it
They
sounds
are.
hollow and echoey.
That's
and it's
100% what's happening.
the hell? Tom Arnold can't afford
He
a
can't.
$500
Actually,
mic?
he cannot.
I guess he's been divorced too many times.
Yes, he said,
Yeah.
and he didn't have a prenup. Like
Yeah.
he's like,
I mean, they can't shoot this thing in a studio.
no, I think
He
because
can't afford studio time.
Well, I think also Tom Arnold's like schedule's always like weird and stuff. Like half the time he's like, because he doesn't have like a nanny or anything. Like he takes his.
Can't afford a nanny either.
No, he wants to be with his kids because he's like, I don't know how long I'm gonna live. I'm like, he's like 65,
Oh, he is.
and he's got like a 10-year-old and an 8-year-old.
Oh my god.
So he's like, I want to be with my kids as much as I can because I don't know when I'm gonna die.
by the time
here.
they're like 20, it's 10 more years.
Yeah,
He'll be
that's what he's like.
75
I don't know
years
how
old.
much time I have.
Right.
So I want to spend every moment I can with them. Because,
You know he's not the healthiest guy either.
And he fully admits that. He's like, he had like a stroke a couple years ago. Like he's
Whoa,
like,
he did?
Yeah.
Oh.
He's like, I am not healthy. So I like he fully takes care of his kids when he has them.
Mm.
It's very interesting.
You're giving this guy a really good plug.
I know.
Right. And
Well,
it all started out because he married Roseanne.
right. He talks all about his marriages, and it's actually kind of interesting.
How many times has he been married?
4.
Oh, 4 times.
And divorced 4 times.
Oh, and divorced.
Yes.
Now he's single.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
It's really interesting because he's been single for like 7 years or something like that.
Wow.
And he hasn't had sex in 7 years.
How do you know?
He told it. He
says?
said it. And then he like hooked up with someone in Florida like a year ago or something that he talked to.
He's a celebrity. It seems like he could hook up with
No.
somebody.
I think he's just kind of older and insecure and like
An obnoxious kind of. And
so it's kind of interesting if you want to hear about Tom Arnold's life.
I think we're pimping this guy's podcast out big time, but I just wish
I
they'd clean
know.
their sound up. I'm calling up. I'm gonna say,
Call him up.
I'm gonna send him this clip right now.
There,
I'm gonna send him this clip and say, clean your fucking sound up.
there you go.
And you'll get better guests. If you want us to be on, have
I
us
mean,
on.
I don't know if they're gonna get better guests. They seem to do pretty well.
Yeah.
They always have a guest.
Should I ask him if we could be a guest?
Are you ready? They'll ask you your divorce story.
That's fine.
I'm just telling you. That's
Yeah.
like their spiel. As they also usually their guests are divorced also.
Oh.
So they tell like their marriage and divorce
their
stories.
deepest. Their
Kind of. They don't have to be
deepest,
deepest, but they because it's interesting because then you're like hear like what other people went through.
I got
like,
some good ones.
yeah, like some people are like I knew I never should have gotten married, but I did.
Right. Yeah. Stuff like
so
that.
it's interesting or like how it went down. Was it a pain in the ass? Did you have to go to court? Did you? So it's interesting to hear
Yeah.
other people's divorce stories.
Right. Well, turn it on to a bunch of your friends. They're all about to get you're all your friends about the age. They're all ready to get divorced pretty soon.
Maybe
Maybe
I
not.
feel like we kind of went through that.
Kind of past that.
Maybe, yeah. I don't
Some
know.
you
We'll
weren't too
see.
sure about. Some you were. Well, we just talked to Courtney called me this morning. We talked about a guy who
You also getting
turned into
divorced.
an alcoholic and
Well, getting divorced and then
divorced.
turned into an alcoholic.
Yeah, maybe I ought to send him a bottle of this.
Maybe you shouldn't.
Honey, guess what time it is? Maybe
Happy
we should.
hour?
Yep, I made your favorite Juicy Tits Vodka cocktail.
Fantastic. Thanks, babe. Love you.
And I love you. And your Juicy Tits.
Go to juicytitsvodka.com to get your own bottle of Juicy Tits, where life is the party.
You should probably send him a link to that divorce
That's it.
party podcast.
Oh, yeah. Let me write that down. I won't say his name, but I'm writing
Instead
it
of a
down
bottle
right
of
here.
vodka.
Maybe I'll send him the link to the podcast
Oh
with
no!
the bottle of vodka.
I feel like you
so he
shouldn't
can
send an
try it.
alcoholic vodka.
Yeah, we heard he's
We
kind of
heard,
allergic to
right.
alcohol or something like that, so we don't want to
Right.
um,
It's not. Let's not
go
enable the
there.
problem.
But yeah, some people when you get divorced, you rally up and you fight through and you push on and you rebuild.
Right.
Some people when you get divorced,
It's
you start eating.
Everyone
start
takes
not
it
eating.
differently.
You
Yeah.
start drinking. You start doing drugs.
Yeah.
You just start partying your balls off and having sex with millions of people. That's what I did.
That's not what
No.
you did.
That sounds good though. Why not?
Right. You probably wish you did.
Yeah, right. I had kids and stuff, man. You got to be responsible. But see, or some people get extra responsible.
That's how we know
and-
you're not a narcissist.
right.
Sorry, honey.
But some people just go off the rails when it's not going to help anything.
You
and-
think you will, or you just don't know
and-
how to handle your emotions, and
I
that's
know.
how you
And this in particular person went
handle it.
off the rails. And if you go far too off the rails, then you end up losing the kids.
Yeah,
And then you stop
It's
working.
really hard to get.
And
I
so you
mean,
stop
you can
making
get back
money,
on. It's
and now
just
you
have to
live in a house
yeah.
you can't afford and have no furniture in it. And then the other counterpart is thriving.
Right.
Some people thrive, I don't know.
Oh yeah, some people do. Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm over you. I'm gone. I'm
Yeah.
setting my life straight, and I make my own
I'm
money,
good,
and
yeah.
I'm out of here. So there you go. Listen to that show. I guess we're just pimping the shit out of it.
I know.
When I was on that magnesium, I
Oh yes.
for 2 days in a row, I had very vivid dreams. I was
Crazy dreams, fun dreams.
it was pretty crazy. In some parts, I don't even want to say because it's disturbing.
Oh, like you're killing people?
No,
Yeah,
no, no,
hey,
not killing
Brian
people.
Laundry.
Not killing people.
Okay,
I
great.
have to tell you this off the air a little
mic?
bit. Yeah,
Okay.
but I was getting on the Southwest Airlines,
Okay.
and so is Trump.
Okay.
And there was a big lounge seat. So Trump,
that's fun.
Trump had to take the Southwest, so he was sitting there. Then I had light samples of when I had Tahoe
Oh
lighting.
God.
And I was
Okay.
showing him my samples, and he's like, "These are good, but can you make them a little smaller, And I'm like, "Oh yeah, the actually lights nowadays are a little smaller."
Right.
So I'm telling this, and next thing you know, you come running up,
Oh.
completely nude. And you're like dancing in front of the plane. What are you doing? You go, I got to take a shower. So you go into like the cockpit or lavatory area,
Yeah.
and it's
there's a
see
shower?
through and has a shower in
Oh,
there.
okay.
This is where it gets inappropriate. I'm not going to talk about it. Use your imagination.
Interesting.
And I'm on the fucking plane watching all this shit. And so is Trump.
Oh, well. Okay.
Right. Made me feel very uncomfortable.
It made you uncomfortable?
Very uncomfortable. But yeah, this magnesium. So I think I have to take the magnesium during the day.
Why don't you try it?
Or will I still get the dreams at night?
I don't think so. I don't know. We got to try it
Yeah.
and find out.
Because I've talked to people that take in the magnesium, and they say that it does give you lucid, vivid dreams.
Oh. I take it. I've also been starting to take it at night. I have big dreams anyways,
So
so
you
it
can't
hasn't.
tell. I
it
don't
hasn't
usually. I'm usually
changed
so
mine.
tired I don't have the dreams. But these
Yeah.
are like really vivid, and it's like
I
I remember
haven't.
when I was taking it back in the day when I was taking 2 tablets. I was getting really crazy.
Well,
I
yeah,
couldn't
because your
sleep, and
body's like, what the fuck's
it's like,
happening?
yeah,
You're having
crazy
magnesium
dreams.
OD.
I wasn't cramping though. I'll tell you what, I was not cramping.
That's good.
I don't know if I was or not. Who cares?
I care because you talk about your cramps all the time.
Right. The Oscars are coming up.
Yeah, I
Who
think the
gives a
SAG
shit?
Awards are tonight.
Are they?
I think so.
Like, I can vote on SAG. I just
I know
never
you
do.
never vote.
I know Doug, our coach or acting coach, he always goes, "Hey, did you vote for SAG? I watched all the movies and voted." I go, how do you
Which
watch all those?
I
Half
feel
the
like
movies
if
are
you
dog
are going to
shit.
vote, you should watch.
Well, I'm not going to
them.
vote if I don't watch the movie. It's
That's
stupid.
which is true.
But
I feel like there's some just really shitty movies this year.
we were talking about this at acting. Every movie voted for the Oscars
I don't know what it
is pretty much dog shit and you haven't seen or heard
Right.
of.
Or you- and,
except
like-
Wicked. And in my opinion, Wicked should
Here's
not
a-
be nominated.
Here's a
I
question.
don't care
also.
how good it is or whatever.
You didn't even get any of the SAG stuff to watch it this
Oh
year.
yeah, it's all digital now.
Oh, you get like emails.
It's all email. So I
Oh.
did get it. I just
Oh.
didn't do
You
it.
didn't want to watch any of
I
them.
could digitally download them.
Oh, it's not as fun either. But
But anyway, like they announced in class, and these are all actors. No one saw any of the movies but Wicked. One person might have saw one of them. Or
I don't
something.
even. I haven't even like heard of.
There's
I
one
do
called
kind
Honora, and it's really like should be rated X type thing.
Oh.
And he says okay, and then the other. I was in class, and what's the one called? Not clavicle, but yeah, the priest
Oh, conclave.
conclave or clavicle.
That's a bone.
Yeah. And so, well, bone.
Yikes.
Okay. So he's like, who like conclave?
I liked conclave till the end.
I didn't like conclave at all.
You didn't like any of it?
Not really.
I liked it till the end.
I thought it didn't do anything justice. I didn't like it.
Oh,
And
I
so-
liked it till the end.
yeah,
I
and so
thought
this
the
one
end
girl
was a
said, "I loved
stretch
it."
and horrible.
And so I'm sitting there in the front. This young girl says, "I loved it,"
No.
and I sit in the front row. I said, "I hated it." He's like, "Whoa, you hated it?" And then Doug says, "I didn't. It was okay." And I didn't say the reason why because everybody's super.
I thought the end was a stretch and ridiculous, and they were trying to put an
a little
agenda
too-
there
they were
that
trying
wasn't
to,
there.
They were trying to put a political agenda
Right,
there
and I
for
don't-
no reason. They didn't need to do
Correct.
Yeah.
I mean, you're dealing with the Catholic Church. Trust
Right.
me. If that was real, that priest would be out.
that. Yeah.
Like I don't
He'd have
know.
been out long before
Right.
they.
I get it. It
decided
was
that.
a thing they could,
Yeah.
we couldn't control whatever.
What did I
but-
say at the very end of the movie? I go, "That fucking sucks. That's stupid. I'm
Right.
out of
I
here.
liked
This is
it until the
ridiculous."
ending.
I didn't really like
I
it.
kind of like because it
It's
is
okay.
the Catholic Church.
The
like
acting was good.
the when they do conclave and stuff, which I feel like is coming up. I feel like this priest is about
Is-
to kick it,
Well,
or not this priest,
Pope.
this pope.
The Pope is sick.
Ugh, he's in like critical condition, not great.
Oh, he is.
Mhm.
Oh, well, we're gonna get some smoke.
I know. I feel like we're about to have a conclave.
We're getting some smoke.
And it is very political within the church. And so I liked it interesting to see how they, how they function like that. Because it's just like anything else in life where there's powers involved.
It's almost like a reality TV show. They're all
I
talking amongst each
know.
other and then vote differently.
Yes.
Like, it's
It's
just
like traitors,
Yeah,
man.
it's like traitors. Yeah, you vote. Like all of a sudden somebody rallies for somebody else and you don't get their vote anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, until they keep doing it until they get X
Till they
amount of
get
votes.
it.
Can't
Yeah,
remember
like
what it is.
There's, I think in that it was like 40. It's like a majority of
Yeah.
however many priests there are.
Yeah, so it's pretty interesting in that.
It
like,
is.
interesting in that sense, but the movie I didn't really like. And then so basically, what they were saying is all the studios are putting all their money into like these action movies
Right.
and remakes and stuff
Yes.
because I guess they want a kind of a somewhat of a guarantee return on their money.
I mean,
So
I
they're
see that to
they're
an
too afraid to
extent.
bridge out and do like a something
Ugh.
about Mary or something like that.
But
that-
like us that love a movie want
Uh-huh.
something like it's not like we don't. I don't even know last time we went to the movies because
Yeah.
nothing was exciting.
no. I mean, we went to Top Gun and we went to that.
That was like 3 years
Sydney
ago. Though.
Sweeney movie last year. That was we watched it again actually. But see, that was fun. It was a fun
Yeah.
movie. It might have been the greatest rom com, but it was funny.
Right. I mean, rom coms
Yeah.
don't go
And it
on
probably
Oscars,
made good
but
money and
they're fun
everything.
to watch.
Yeah, but like, what is the reason? Like, they were going deeper.
know.
What is the reason why? And I think it's because there's only
Because
the biggest reason why is everybody's going Netflix and watching series. So a lot of the big actors and stuff, they're like, why wouldn't we just do?
a series,
Yeah, why
the
don't we
money's in series.
shoot just as long and be on a series for 8 episodes, and be a longer
Right.
job and all this kind of stuff. So Netflix has kind of changed things.
Well,
but,
not just Netflix, because all the other streamings have series now too.
Yeah.
Hulu, Peacock,
But
Paramount.
anyway, so the Oscars is kind of just bullshit now.
Kinda, I know. I don't give it. I don't.
Just like every other fucking award show is bullshit. and
It'll come back eventually. They'll realize like, oh, this
Yeah.
isn't fun. But we need some really good directors out there to make something. Like, what happened to the age of Titanic?
right.
Like that thing blew everyone away.
hmm I mean, usually there's a movie that will blow everybody away. You go, that's gonna win
Oppenheimer
the
did
Academy
it.
Award. Oppenheimer was good. Yeah, that was last time. Are you gonna sneeze? Bless
Yes.
you. Bless you.
you.
I'm glad you didn't do your normal sneeze into the mic.
I wouldn't do that to you or the people.
Could have been real bad.
Real loud.
We just said something about traders.
I did. I said the conclave is like traitors.
Oh yeah. Does anybody out there watch Traders?
Oh my God.
We do.
We just
It's
got
on
into
Peacock.
it on the 3rd season.
Right.
Why did we start? Because of like Tom or something, Sandoval? Why did we start watching
I
it?
think I heard about it on the Nick Vile show.
Yeah.
And so I started, let's watch Traders, try it. And Tom Sandoval was on, so I said, let's just watch and see if he's an
I knew
idiot.
there's a bunch of
And
housewives
he's
on,
as
so I was kind of
dopey
excited.
as fuck.
Oh my God, he's an idiot.
He's so
but
dopey, but he's surviving.
I know.
he's-
I think because he's just so dumb, and they're
Yeah.
like, "You're an idiot.
Yeah.
You're an easy keep because you don't." He doesn't. Anyone he calls out is not even close to a traitor. And you're like, "What's your justification?" There, it's stupid. I
probably
just
gonna-
feel it.
I
You
just
feel
it.
what?
I gotta know, dude. I gotta know. I just feel it.
He's an idiot.
just
Watch him
feel
like
it.
win.
I know. He probably will because he's not a threat.
He's a zero threat.
And everybody believes that he's a
faithful.
yeah, you are a faithful traitor.
Which for some reason you can never remember what the faithful
Are
is
you
called.
a flannel shirt?
Yeah, you call it
I saw
something weird every
every
time.
F word.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
Go
yeah, I'm kind
friggin-
of sucked
yeah.
into this, and I want to know what happens.
It's getting down to the
and
nitty gritty
yeah,
now, but it's only
kinda
once
fun.
a week. So if you want
I
to watch
know.
Traders, check it out. It's kind of fun.
It is
it's,
fun.
It's
I didn't
it's a
think I
mind
did-
game.
I didn't think I'd enjoy it as much as
I
I
didn't
am.
either. I think the not the skits, but the challenges are really stupid. Like, they're
Some
almost-
are kind of interesting.
they're-
Some are
they're-
last week's was pretty stupid.
They're almost unnecessary. You almost don't need to do challenges.
well, no, they do it so they can make money
yeah,
for
they
the
make,
pot.
They make money for the pot, and then they also get protection.
They
Sometimes
can win a shield.
but
yeah.
it doesn't even seem necessary hard. They could do something way easier than doing these elaborate.
well, it's
chess pieces
no,
or
it's
whatever.
because they want to break you down mentally and physically.
Yeah, I don't think that show's breaking anybody down.
Yeah, huh?
Yeah, that's not like
Remember
Special
Bob was having
Forces.
like an emotional breakdown because he couldn't run up the hill?
Bob has problems.
Well, he does have problems. He
He's-
almost died.
He's got sexuality problems.
No, he
and
doesn't have that
I
anymore.
believe he does.
I think he's fully knows who
I
he
think
is now.
he does not
I think
know anything.
I think he does. So they break you down.
We're
That's
talking
the
about
whole
Bob
point.
from Biggest Loser, by
Right.
the way. Who, I mean, I guess you don't turn gay, but he was.
He's not turned
He was
gay.
a straight.
He did not ever say he was straight. It
think
was
he did.
presumed straight.
And then he went over the top flamboyant.
Correct. I think he was hiding it the whole time. And
Oh,
once
maybe.
it was more acceptable to be gay, he came out hot.
Yeah, hot and heavy. But anyways, likable
He
guy. and
blew
everything.
out of that closet.
But both doors just
yes,
flew
exploded
open,
off. Yep.
and he came out with a chin and chest out
Yes.
and high heels on.
I don't know about high heels,
Maybe.
but so
18 earrings in his ear now.
he
doing
did
all this
get
stuff.
a lot
yeah.
of that.
But anyway, they got him out of there early because he kind of a talker. You know, when you're in these shows,
I know. You have
need
to kind
be
of
strategically talking,
right.
but you can't be overly talking and overly. Just like
No.
Caroline got out of the show, she
Oh.
opened her mouth too much.
Yes, she did.
Stay shut up. Stay
She
quiet.
she was shut. She was quiet.
then
and then
she
that
blew
one
it.
episode, she blew it.
And she blew it.
That one
So, I don't know.
day. Hopefully, we didn't just ruin that
Right.
spoiler for him.
Oh, sorry, folks. The other show we're watching that is pretty interesting and pretty good is Flip Off.
I know.
HGTV?
Yes.
It's on HGTV with Tarek
Yeah,
and
Christina.
Christina, but what's Tarek's wife's name?
Heather.
Susan? Heather.
Susan.
I don't know what her name is.
Also, she's younger than me. Who do you know anybody my age named Susan?
I don't know, but your name's named Heather.
How?
Heather's
I
an
do.
old name.
No, it's not. I went
people
to school with some
People
Heathers.
named Heather. People named Heather went to high school with me.
People wouldn't name Susan are your mom's age.
People named Susan in their like 70s.
So who do you know
Right.
is Susan in their 30s?
Okay, sorry, Sue.
Not a Sue. Okay. Heather. Her name is Heather.
But that show's interesting too. We like that.
I
one.
know.
It's
I
a
got kinda
contest
s-
of
I get kind of sick of the HGTV. Like,
The norm.
yes,
one is a
it wasn't
contest, at least.
exciting. It was just like the same shit
Yeah.
every week.
And this one has a personal touches on their
yes,
divorces. And
they
stuff,
they let him get a little more
and their
personal with
relationship
like.
and their fighting. And
So it's a
stuff.
little more like a reality show, and
Yeah.
I like it.
But the biggest one we're watching, and the
What?
most
What's the biggest one we're watching?
captivating, fasciinating, Southern Charm.
Oh my god, I do love Southern Charm.
Freaking
Slash
Shep.
Summer House.
If anybody knows Southern Charm, watch it because
Oh
Shep
my
is
god,
a
Shep's
fucking
an idiot.
He's
He's a
falling for a
moron.
26-year-old, and he's 46 or something.
He doesn't one ever fall for anybody.
Right, because he's the man.
Yeah,
Now
he's in charge of everything.
he's
and
just being a
he
little
tells everybody what to
Bitch
do.
the whole show.
He is. It's like because
God, even Craig's talking is a bitch.
it's because it's
and
like
Craig's
the
a
one
bitch.
girl that like doesn't want him and he can't handle it.
He had her one time maybe, and just deal with that.
Right.
Take it like you want, but it's so embarrassing. She won't even kiss him and hug him when she shows up, and she gives the same
And he's
hug
like, I
to
love
Craig
you.
or
I know you
Austin
love
and
me
those
too.
guys.
She does not love you. I don't even think she likes you.
He says, "I love you," and then she says, "Oh," and he goes, "I know you love me too." He puts
yeah,
words in her
no,
mouth. She's
she
not even
doesn't.
answering.
She does not.
it's-
She's got a boyfriend that she.
It's so
loves.
it's so cringe.
It's so cringy.
Like I can't watch it, and he is going to get lambasted in the reunion.
I
because
can't wait. 'Cause he's an
such
idiot.
Idiot, and he's going to have to. He's going to have to just deal with this.
Ugh.
The other good one, and a little bit similar to Southern Charm, because Craig's girlfriend is Paige, who's in Summer House.
Yes.
Now, Summer
It's
House
Just started airing.
is getting interested because
Ugh.
Jesse's picking up on that
that
model
new chick that's like 26. I don't
I
know how
don't-
old Jessie is, but
Probably
in 30s, I think.
like 30, maybe. Yeah, but that show, it's not the greatest
well,
show.
I
It's
know
not
it's
as good
gonna
as
get
Southern
interesting
Charm to
though
me,
because
but
the Bravo's smart because they're doing it this way, so they're both basically kind of airing it so you can see the downfall of Craig and Paige like happen together, so on each
They
show
know- yeah,
simultaneously. So that's I'm excited for that.
those of you who don't know, Craig and Paige have been
Broke-
together for 3 years,
and they broke up, yeah.
And they broke up. We all know it, but they haven't shown it on their shows.
Well, I think the world knows it if you follow it, so you kind of
Right.
want to see like the downfall. I
Right.
do, which is sad. I don't know why I like that.
Yep.
I just want to see what happens, I guess.
And then we come to Rescue High Surf.
Your favorite
One of my
show.
favorites. I really like that
I know
lifeguard.
you do. Which lifeguard?
Em.
Oh. Is it because she's like
Because she's
hot?
kind of older and she's high.
I know she's
and,
like
yeah.
38 in real life.
No, I think she's older than that.
No, I don't think so.
I thought she's like 45 or something.
No.
She's in good shape. Looks good. But
She's got a weird pinky.
she does.
Yeah, you ever notice one of her pinkies is always bent and it will not straighten?
Now, when I'm watching her, I have never looked at her pinky. I'm watching a lot of her, and I've never looked at a pinky. Now I'm gonna look.
Well,
but
because like when they show her like holding like she drinks a beer all the time, holding
Right.
a beer, it's always like this.
I've never even
Like
noticed
so,
that.
if everything's flat and this one's like all crooked.
I know she has fake boobs.
Yes, she does.
So,
They're
yeah,
just
I
little
noticed.
ones. Well, you were not sure, but I'm like, well, yeah, those things don't move when she runs.
She was real cute in that when she was in that earlier show that we liked.
John Tucker Must Die.
Yeah, John Tucker Must Die. She was the evil girl in there, right?
No, she wasn't evil.
Or she was the evil
but
one.
she was part of the group that were
Yeah,
taking them
she's
down.
still cute, but in the Rescue High Surf, she always has to go have sex with somebody.
Which you like also?
Yeah, like the one guy she was having sex with, he kind of dumped her. So what'd she do? Right to the other guy and have sex with him.
Right.
Like, all right,
I'm like, I want to be that guy.
This girl's got it going on. Let's move to Oahu.
Okay.
Right. I mean, I don't know what's going on with that show.
It's also made up, just so you know.
It's also made up and highlighted to be more glamorous than
right,
it really
to
is.
make you want to be in
Yeah.
it.
And everybody in that show, all the girls and everything, everybody's just really cute. And no one's like beauty queens. They're all just really cute and good looking.
I
And-
think,
and
well, if you
they're-
think about it, Hawaii's kind of like that. They're more natural. They're not like,
they're
we're going to do our
natural.
makeup to go to our work on the beach.
but they're all hot.
But if you go to
Yeah.
like San Diego, everybody probably did their makeup before
Yeah.
they went to the beach.
Yeah, there's no lip injections on Rescue High Surf.
They are,
They're
I mean,
all-
I'm sure there is, but
I don't-
they're
I know-
natural.
I believe there's not.
I'm
telling you right now, I believe there's not.
I can tell you right now that M girl has got some injections in her face
Why?
because she does not have these, and she's like my age.
Oh, okay.
So there's some injections happening.
Okay. I'll just watch her pinky next time.
By that you mean her nipples.
Oh, yeah. Kylie.
You're not looking at her face anyways,
I do look at her face.
do you?
Yeah, when she's making out every second, I watch her face.
Oh, good lord!
But you know what?
What?
She doesn't sound as good as this.
Oh. You sound so good.
With this nasally old voice?
Yes, but it's so clean.
That's why we use Fibonacci Sound Studio, located in Reno, Nevada, led by an Emmy-nominated audio producer.
Fibonacci specializes in voiceovers and voice recordings for games, television, and film production.
So you're saying, if Fibonacci can make my nasally voice sound this good,
Then anybody else's will sound like music to your ears.
for more information or to book an audio session, go to FibonacciSoundStudio.com.
Or call 775-357-8580.
Last week on the podcast, we got a lot of feedback and a lot of social media press from Juicy Tits Vodka from Lauren. A lot of posts and a lot of stuff.
Right.
Even though it was 2 episodes ago, it's still kind of
Yes.
flowing in. And then our 200th, this is
I
episode
know.
197. Our 200th episode is coming up, and I don't think
3
we're doing
weeks.
much something special unless I can think of something.
I know, because I didn't
I
realize.
want to do a live show at some point, but we're gonna have to
Which
just
I know
wait.
you're like, we could do that. I'm like, we can't bust that out in 4 weeks.
Because we
hate to break
can't put
it
it
to you.
together right now and
Right.
figure out the finances and the money and how it's all going to pay
Oh.
for it. It's going to cost a lot of money to do and stuff. And so we got to find the right venue and stuff. I'm thinking about
Correct.
some venues and stuff. So we might do it at 225 or 250 or whatever. And then we sit down in June and figure out, are we going to do another year of this podcast? But we have to, dear, because you said it takes 5 years.
Right.
And we've only had done 4 years.
Right.
Jesus. So please.
Keep listening and keep sharing.
Yes. Keep listening and rate us a 5 and all that. other
Make Eric's dreams
shit.
come true.
Yeah. And if anybody wants a hat, I just gave a hat away the other day. He wants
Oh.
a hat or some wine glasses with Life with Eric logos on them, so you can wear them proudly at the beach and
Wear
walk
them
around with
proudly.
your tits out when you have
Maybe we
it
need
on.
like a koozie next.
All girls be topless with our hat on, and we'll get some good.
I mean,
media.
no, because no one's going to look at the hat.
That's a good point. That's a good point. All guys be topless, wear a hat, and everybody will look at that.
Yipes.
We got to wrap this podcast up because we're
You
being
just spit something out of your mouth.
where? Ew.
What the
It's
hell
like a
is
seed
that?
from my toast.
I'm glad it's not a tooth.
Okay. Well, I'm going to tell you something that I can't stand and I'm getting sick of.
What?
Besides rude people that spit things out of their teeth. Smelly people.
Smelly people.
Smelly people, not
Okay.
dogs. We already have one of those.
Right.
Smelly people.
Is this like directed towards me or something?
No, it's
Okay.
directed toward any smelly people.
Okay. Have you been around a lot of smelly people lately?
I'm always around smelly people.
Oh.
I don't really like smelly people.
Who does?
But some people don't catch wind that they smell.
A lot of people don't catch
So
wind
do
that
you
they
tell
smell.
them that they smell?
It's really hard. It's a
Like,
hard problem.
if you have somebody at work
It's rough.
and they stink, can you just tell them that they stink?
You can. But,
I would never.
But you can.
I've been in this situation
Right.
a few times.
You can, but like you feel like a bad person telling them that.
I had these guys at work, and the guys at work said, we pick him up every morning. He rides in our truck, and he smells so bad. So they told him, and then he quit.
Right. That's
they get- yeah.
yes. You feel
Yeah.
because you don't want to embarrass the person, which is usually what happens.
I just go, and I don't like it, but I just go with the
Most
smell.
people
and
just
I
deal with
don't
it.
talk
Yep.
behind their back. I hate to say
Correct. That's what happens. I know. That's why I told you. If I ever am stinky, please tell me.
it. Right.
Well, usually I know when I'm stinky.
But what we're getting at,
I
there's
don't
this
know what
guy,
you're getting
that
at.
Jerry Nadler,
Oh, I'm like, I don't know where this is going.
senator or congressman, whatever he is.
I don't know what he is.
And he was on the,
I don't even know who
he
he
was on
is.
the Gutfield show, but apparently all the other senators and everybody around him say
Doesn't he like fart all the time or something?
he walks by and crop dusts everybody in the Senate. Like he's on the Senate floor and he
Just crap
dusts.
dusting away.
Yeah, and they're like, he's a greasy old smelly
he's
old man.
greasy?
Yeah. What do you do in that situation? You just
Well,
say
they just
he
called him out on
stinks.
national TV.
Well, they call him out on national TV because he crop dusted one too many people. Like, I mean, they did that thing with Fetterman saying you got to wear a suit. Can they say you got to
You
smell
need to stop
halfway
farting.
decent?
You
I
need
mean,
to
but he's an
shower
old
before you
man.
come
He
in.
might fart every step and doesn't even know he's farting.
Right, right.
I don't know,
I don't know.
but
Maybe that's the sign that you need to retire. I hope
Probably.
Laura's eating a bone and
Yeah.
not something of ours.
well, we'll see. Our smelly dog is eating
or
the bone.
smelly dog might be.
But anyway, yeah, if you want to write in or something, tell us about your smelly people at work or
Smelly
something.
people.
Everybody has
Oh!
like somebody at work they just stink and they just don't know
Probably
what
true.
to say to them.
I do have to say, I was talking to Mel yesterday, and we were talking about the NFL players' kids, wives and kids, like where the kids go and stuff.
Yeah, you found an answer to that?
No, there's no answer. But Mel, we kind of said, like, what would Mel do with her kids? And
Well,
Mel
get
said,
a nanny.
no, she said, I wouldn't bring them. She's like, they wouldn't come to the game. They'd
Even
stay
if their
home.
dad's in the Super Bowl
She's like, I don't care. They'd stay home because I
and
don't.
watch it on TV.
Because she's like, one, I wouldn't want them in the public eye.
Oh, there you go.
She's like, because people are so criticize even
be on
children
they'll be
so
on
badly.
social media,
yeah,
yeah.
she's like, so I wouldn't bring them. I would say, I don't care.
Okay, there's one
Celebrate
answer.
when you get home.
Right. There's
So
one.
that was Mel's answer.
She wouldn't even. Would she rent a house there and leave them at the house with a nanny?
Probably, yeah.
she'd
But she
probably
just
take
wouldn't
them.
bring them to the game.
Okay, would not go to the game.
Yep.
There's an answer.
Yep.
I if I had to know it was Mel answering that, that's what I guess she
Yeah.
would say. She
They
doesn't.
they would not be on the TV.
Okay, good. I'm glad you brought that to attention, dear.
Mm-hmm.
Because Life with Eric podcast is brought to you by Petrilla Concrete Construction. Speaking of them, and Michael Weems Collection. He's on Palm Canyon Drive in Palm Springs. And you can get his shit at.
MichaelWeems.com.
Got some good stuff lately.
He does.
Check it out. If you like this podcast, rate us a 5. You can subscribe. You can click copy and share us with a friend on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. It really helps us out a lot. When I tell people, even if even if you don't like us, can you at least subscribe and follow us because it helps us out. I always find it funny though. I told somebody says I had to listen to your podcast, and so I said, oh, okay. That'd be great. If you like us, can you subscribe and follow us? That I always tell
The
them that
spiel,
thing.
yeah.
The spiel. And even if you don't like us, can you do that? And they always laugh. And then she's like, yeah. I'm gonna say in this person. She goes, yeah. On the way home, I'll listen to it. So then I see her, 2 days later, 3 days later, not a word.
I know.
Crickets.
Did we like
So did
offend
people,
them?
or did they
we-
not? Did they one not listen?
Right.
Did
Because
they two hate it?
Right.
And, in my mind, I automatically go to they hated it because they didn't say anything.
Right.
Or people, when they listen to us, I think they don't know how to approach us and say they
That was interesting.
listen to us, or how they say they listen to us, or whatever. Or did they turn it on and be like, that was stupid, that was crappy, I could only get through 2
Right.
minutes.
I don't know. Yeah.
Because I've listened to podcasts where I get through 2 minutes, forget this.
I will give it like a whole podcast. If I commit to it, I listen to the whole thing.
You do?
I do.
If you know the person, I would 100% listen to the whole thing. If I
Right.
knew the person,
Right.
Mary Tess, I listen to hers.
Yeah.
I know the person. There's a new one out there with some people I know.
Oh.
I haven't listened to it yet, but I will listen to I'll give it the whole podcast.
The whole episode.
Yeah, to listen to. But
I don't know. I know. Maybe they didn't. Let's just hope they didn't listen so they have nothing to say.
I'm thinking they said they were going to listen, but then they just didn't.
Right.
But then, do I go and say, "Hey, did you ever listen to us?"
What
I've
did
done
you
that with
think?
people before.
We like a constructive criticism.
Right. So should I
I
go to her
do
and
at
say, "Hey, did
least.
you ever listen to us?"
What'd
and
you
she says,
think?
and rolls her eyes, or
Like,
will
oh, you
she-
didn't like it, not your cup of tea. I get
Right.
it. You cuss too much. That happens.
Yeah. I mean, are you real religious or something? I don't know. But anyway, I mean, we like the feedback.
I like a feedback.
Yeah, and usually it's positive. It's not negative. Or sometimes when it's a little bit negative, it'll be like,
I like when it gets
"You
those
guys, you guys are nuts." That's usually
or when they like
that's almost a negative comment when they say you're nuts.
which I'll take.
Or
And
you
I take
guys
that
are
as
crazy.
a positive.
Some people, you guys are crazy. Like what crazy about? Like what do you mean crazy? Are we?
Yeah, maybe.
I don't think we're crazy.
I mean, no, but we might be a
But
little bit crazy.
I just think it's funny when people say, "You guys are nuts. You guys are crazy."
Maybe
No,
'cause we
but
do
with-
this every
yeah,
week?
But, yeah, but with people don't really know what it takes. But
oh my God,
but
no.
with no constructive criticism
Just you're
either
crazy.
way, just you're crazy. What does that mean?
I don't know.
Crazy, is that good or bad?
I don't know. That's a
Right?
good
Or
que-
you're nuts. I've heard that people.
that could
you
go
guys are
either way.
nuts.
You could go either way on that.
We're nuts.
Right.
Even though I don't feel we're nuts. Or you're crazy.
I don't know.
Or
You eat a lot of
or some people
nuts.
say, I know, they're in my freaking teeth every second. I just spit one out of my lap.
Right.
Or they say, what? I lost my thought
I
because you
don't know.
interrupted
Sorry.
me, dear.
It's nuts.
I gaslight you.
I know.
I lost my thought because you interrupted me.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Good job for using gaslight correctly.
Okay. Right. Now
You're not crazy.
Now I use gaslight incorrectly. Pull my finger.
Ew, that's a whole different problem.
Or how'd you like the podcast? You guys.
Pause.
That's it.
Oh, you guys.
Oh, you guys.
Oh, so what?
Is that
Were
good
we funny?
or
Were we
bad?
stupid?
Or
Yeah.
are you retarded?
Were we?
Can I say that?
I mean, technically, no.
Bleep that out. Don't bleep it out. You can say
Don't
that
bleep
word.
it.
I don't give a shit.
I mean, it's freedom of speech. You can say whatever you want.
Kinda.
But, well, you can. It's just you might get a backlash on it.
I'm sick of correcting myself with words. If I want to say a freaking word, I say a word.
I mean, there's
Word.
that
Word up.
word. Okay. You don't even know what you're talking about now.
Word up, brethren.
What?
Is brethren
I think we need to
bad
end
word?
this because you're going down a weird spiral and you are going crazy now.
You guys. Subscribe or follow us on wherever you get your podcasts. Or just go to our website if you want to take a look at us at lifewitheric.com.
You didn't do a last call.
Who are we cheersing today, dear? Last call. We're gonna do the last call, and I'm not gonna do that part, and then you're gonna end it. Can you
Hopefully,
do
I
it?
could. That's the thing.
going
Can
into
I
it.
do it without that? We're gonna find out.
Do you want to find out, or do you want to?
No,
read
we'll
it?
find out. I'll keep that. Just
Who are we
in
cheersing
case.
today? Fast. Come on.
We are gonna cheers to Tanner and Allie.
For getting married and having
Yes,
a baby.
congratulations on your
not
marriage.
having a baby.
Yeah,
Like incubating a baby.
incubating for your marriage and your pregnancy.
Right. For incubating a baby.
It's the weirdest way of saying it I've ever heard.
That actually sounds pretty good.
Incubating a baby.
How's the baby doing?
Incubating. Is that like the biggest word you've said all week?
No, the other one was masturbating.
Okay, that's not a
Okay,
big
it's time
word.
to end this podcast.
You
I'm
are
going down
losing
there.
it.
I'm going down the rabbit hole.
You
man.
are.
You guys. You're nuts. Oh, you're just crazy.
Yipes. All right.
Come on, can you do it?
You're
reading it.
I can't. Okay, I have because I have to
Come
see
on,
what you say
do
last.
your part. Lifewitheric.com.
And don't forget to follow us on social media for updates and a closer look into my life with Eric. To all of our listeners out there, remember, it's always happy hour here.
Because we're crazy.
Cheers.
Love you, baby.
Love you.
Cheers.